Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be another video in the series of the things narcissistic people say. Mainly when narcissistic people turn around and say to you, you're too sensitive. To give you more understanding of the reasons why they say this to you and how to handle yourself when people are coming at you with phrases such as you're too sensitive. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about the narcissist personality disorder to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with in your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you overcome narcissistic abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. When it comes to a narcissist claiming that you're too sensitive, it's quite ironic as they actually need you to be sensitive to their feelings, because usually a narcissist is a sensitive person. The difference being because you can empathise with them, because you can care about other people. When they're playing the victim, when they're going for the sympathy vote, you care about them, you respect their feelings, you want to help them. Yet they are willing to hurt your feelings and then blame your feelings for being the problem, to escape taking responsibility for their actions being the problem. As when a narcissist comes at you with you're too sensitive, what they mean is they don't want to validate your perfectly normal feelings. They don't want to validate your perfectly normal experience, how you are experiencing a situation, how you are feeling about a situation. They want to invalidate these, to confuse you, to cause that self-doubt within you so that you feel shamed over your own feelings and they don't have to feel the shame for their behaviour. What a narcissist means by you're too sensitive is they want to make you feel worse so that you work harder to please them, so they don't have to work any harder to please you, and so that they can get away with their behaviour. Narcissistic people enjoy having that power and control over your feelings because they find it easier once they've got you in that emotional state, in that emotional level of thinking. They find it easier to abuse their power over you, to control you. Some narcissistic people can get a real kick over how insensitive they can be to people, and then get people trying to explain themselves to the narcissist, for the narcissist to invalidate the other person's explanations. A narcissist can do something horrific towards you and then they can twist it and turn it around by simply saying you're too sensitive, and they can pass the blame over to you. In order to be sensitive, people are usually kind, caring, empathetic. They can pick up on other people's emotions, they can pick up on other people's state of mind, they can put themselves in another person's shoes to relate to how someone might be feeling if that situation was happening to themselves. Being sensitive is being aware of your own needs, being aware of your own feelings, being aware of other people's needs and being aware of other people's feelings. Being sensitive is a good thing. Being insensitive is a narcissistic thing. It's not a good thing. It's a toxic trait that hurts themselves and hurts other people. Being sensitive is a good quality to have. Narcissists are usually envious in some way of your ability to be sensitive, to be vulnerable, to be able to open up to those emotions within you, because they're holding theirs back. They've got to be insensitive towards other people, which then causes them feelings of shame, which then puts them on that roller coaster of passing the blame and hurting people more and more and more, and never learning, never growing. This isn't to sympathise with them, because the more you sympathise with a narcissist, the more they're going to take advantage of you. Narcissistic people need people who can be sensitive to the narcissist's needs, because the narcissist then finds it easier to exploit those people. Being sensitive is a good quality. We just have to make sure we don't allow other people to take advantage of our caring, forgiving, kind nature. Being sensitive is there to help you recognise the environment you're in, recognise if there's any form of danger you are in. A narcissist does not want you to be able to recognise the environment you are in. They are setting the stage to gaslight you, to take your reality of what is happening to you away from you. A narcissist doesn't want you to recognise the danger you are in, because that would potentially cause them consequences to their actions. They might lose their supply of whatever it is they're getting from you. So by them gaslighting you and telling you that you're being too sensitive, they can then get away with their behaviour, because they put you questioning and doubting yourself. When it comes to being around narcissistic people, with all their projection, with all their blame shifting, with all their shaming, with all their invalidation, and saying you're too sensitive is part of that invalidation and gaslighting, with all the mind games they play, scientists have found it enlarges our amygdala within our minds, and this is responsible for processing our feelings such as fear. So when around narcissistic people, we can then become full of hypervigilance. We can live on edge. We can be full of anxiety. We begin walking on eggshells around them. In one way, it's responsible for our fight, flight, freeze or fawn response. So when we're going into fight, flight, freeze or fawn, and we believe the person to care about us, and that person we believe cares about us is saying that we're being too sensitive, it's sending our survival mechanism all over the place, it's sending our emotions all over the place, and it's sending our reality all over the place. Something as simple as somebody saying you're too sensitive can cause so many psychological issues within your own mind. People can say this in a well-meaning way, to try and look at the positive side, to try and raise people up, to try and help people out, to try and say, I'm sure it's not that bad, which is often what enablers say. People can do this with well-meaning intentions, not to harm other people. Narcissistic people do this to get their own needs met. When somebody is repeatedly telling you you're too sensitive, or when you are feeling sensitive around a certain person, you need to look at the situation in its entirety, recognise how they treat you. It's difficult when you care about someone. You've got that object consistency, so even when there's conflict or distance, you still care about that person. However, you need to create that distance, that emotional distance from them, so that you can process your own emotions and work out why you're being sensitive. Are they willing to understand you? Are they willing to validate you? Or do you often come out of a conversation with them feeling a lot worse, with your emotions used against you? If somebody is willing to toy with your emotions and use those emotions against you, that somebody isn't somebody you want to be around. It's not somebody you want to go and talk about your experiences with, because they're not going to help you out of the situation. They're going to continue putting you in a situation. There is nothing wrong with being sensitive to your needs and other people's needs. There is everything wrong with being insensitive to your needs and to other people's needs. When a narcissist is coming at you, telling you that you're being too sensitive, you then often no longer take care of your needs and try to change yourself and figure yourself out to please them. When what you need to do is step away from the situation and ask yourself what your feelings are telling you, what you need to do about the situation. Does that person bring out the best in you? Do they validate you? Do you make each other happy? Do you feel safe? And if the answer to the last one is no, then you need to find a safe way out. If anyone has any thoughts on the video, please do add those into the comments. There is resources that I will link into the description if anyone would like to take a look at those. Thank you very much for listening. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.